Hey, what's up, Bravehearts? Welcome back to the channel. And without further ado, let's get started. So, food for thought. He who says they can and he who says they can't are both usually right. And what I mean by that is the fixed mindset versus the growth mindset. And I believe this is a very important topic when it comes to self-improvement or self-help because it all starts with the thought process, the brain. And your thoughts dictate your behaviors. Your behaviors dictate your actions dictate your outcomes and your results. So if you want to see good outcomes and good results, you have to have good thoughts and a belief that it can happen for you. The problem is, though, when you have a negative or fixed mindset, you don't believe you can do it. And let me break down what a fixed mindset and a growth mindset is. A fixed mindset is somebody who doesn't like to be challenged. A fixed mindset is somebody who runs away from failure. They don't like to try new things. They don't take criticism well, and they don't want to discover new passions, new interests. They have a negative view of the world or of themselves. Versus the growth mindset, which is growth. It's basically you exploring new hobbies, new passions, learning from your failures, and actually seeking out constructive criticism and wanting to improve and grow through trial and error. You're willing to take risks, you're willing to see what opportunities are out there, and you're willing to give things a shot. So that's why I believe mindset is essential and a vital component to not just success, but relationships, job promotions or growth, career advancement, being a better parent, because it all starts with this. And to get anything out of life, any kind of result, I believe you have to really, as the saying goes, become what you think about. And kind of be the change you want to see in the world. If you want to see yourself or the world around you get better, you have to start with yourself. You have to push yourself. And the problem is, a lot of people in the beginning, they don't see the benefit of pushing themselves. They feel like it's too much work. It's too scary. I can't do it. People will laugh at me, or it'll just make me more depressed to start something and not get the results I see. Because we're thinking of the extrinsic value instead of the intrinsic value that it'll bring. The extrinsic value is the rewards, maybe some certificates at school, maybe a bonus at your job. And if you don't see these things right away, it's kind of tough to keep at it and keep dedicated to your craft or whatever you're trying to accomplish when the rewards don't come right away. But the intrinsic value is the growth in mind, body, and spirit. And that eventually leads to those other things extrinsically that you want to obtain. You just got to work on this, and everything inside first. And the outside stuff will come. I promise you it will. You just got to give it time. And I believe just like exercising your body, you want to build muscle, right? You got to do some push-ups, got to lift some weights, maybe run on the treadmill if you want to lose weight. You have to see that the same way with the mind. If you want to build your mind, you treat your mind like a muscle, because it is. You have to exercise it. You have to train it. And the thing is, our minds are wired to protect us because as primitive creatures, when you see danger, you run away from it, right? And this is an evolution for tens of thousands of years. You see that big tiger in the grass, you just run away. You're taught that it's going to eat you, We weren't the apex predators yet that we are today, but we were getting there. But long story short, if you want to develop that and change that neural circuitry in your head, you have to be willing to look outside the box. You have to be willing to get comfortable being uncomfortable, if that makes sense. And what I mean by that is, it's going to be hard, it's going to be scary, because you're stepping into the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen. But just like anything in life, you can't have good things won't come to you without risk, right? And when you start running up that hill, your muscles are going to cramp, you're going to sweat, you're going to feel like you're out of energy. But on the other side of that hill is everything you ever wanted. So you have to also envision the end goal, but love the process and the journey. And at first, it's not going to be too lovely. But eventually, as you start to see yourself taking incremental steps to get to where you want to be, you're going to thank yourself now for getting your future self to where they needed to be. So I believe when you have a fixed mindset, the problem is you're convinced that your talents and abilities are stagnant and finite, meaning that's all you'll ever have. You can't work on it, you can't improve on it. And even natural born talent has to be worked on and improved, right? They have to nurture that talent or it'll never serve them. From your favorite athletes, musicians, you know, world leaders, if all these people have to work on themselves daily and get better, what makes you think you're the exception? What makes you think you don't have to step outside of the box to get to where you want to go? I mean, it doesn't have to be big goals, but even smaller goals. You know, losing weight, building new skills, getting that certification, or applying for that dream job you always wanted. You have to go after it. And it's not going to be a comfortable feeling. But like I said, if people you look up to have to train and work every single day, what makes you think you don't have to, you know? And I believe if you change your attitude and your mindset, you can change your altitude. And you never know how far you can take it. And you could reach so many new heights. I mean, the best motivation I ever got was people who told me I couldn't do something. Because then I was bound and determined to show them that I could. And you have to remember that when you take action at first, it's not always going to be maybe the right steps. You're going to fall. You're going to have some errors. It won't come to you right away. Whatever you're working on, you know, it could be working on a relationship or just trying to figure out what you want to do with your life, who you are, what's your identity, you know, trying to figure out what you want to do with the rest of your life. It's going to be hard at first, but through concentration, through thought, through meditation, through some kind of focus, the answers will come to you. And even when it feels like nothing changes and you don't see the results, you got to give it some time, because eventually, when you least expect it, the tide turns. And things start coming your way, and as things start coming your way, things start taking place. Opportunities start opening themselves, and as you start to vibrate at a higher frequency, people take notice, life takes notice, and doors and opportunities start opening for themselves that you never thought were possible. And even people start gravitating towards it because they see that change. They're like, whoa, this person has a new aura. There's something about this person that's changed. I got to find out what it is. I want to get to know them, or I want to work with them. And all of a sudden you find yourself in a position like, this is amazing. I never thought I can get this far. I never thought I can do it, but I did. And all it started with was a thought, a decision to start looking at outside experiences and changing your perspective on what you thought the notions of the limits of your possibilities or impossibilities were for yourself. So I believe to adopt a growth mindset, there are several things you need. You need to be willing to get comfortable being uncomfortable. You have to be willing to take a chance and believe in yourself. Develop your self-esteem. Surround yourself with supportive and good people. I think that starts there first. So if there's some people who are not just doubting you, but like, you know, maybe they're not supportive. Maybe they're just telling you you can't do it if I can't do it, or what makes you think you're different and it's going to work for you. Don't listen to them. And maybe even block them out for a little while. Sometimes you have to change your circles and your surroundings. And even if you can't change your surroundings, you can always work with what you have. But you just have to be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel and not get depressed or anxious or worried that what if things don't work out. Because that's what a growth mindset is. It's kind of knowing that you're going to step into failure, knowing that things aren't going to work out, but still trying anyway, still giving it your all. So that's all anybody could ever ask for. And that's all I can ask for of you, is to just give it your all. Because eventually, things are going to work out. You're going to start seeing success in increments in your life. And you're going to thank yourself now. Your future self will thank yourself now. So I believe that I remember when I was taking a class in nursing school. It was my last biology class. It's pathophysiology, the study of disease. And it was necessary prior to taking this class to take one of my first courses was anatomy and physiology, learning about the body. Because you can't study disease if you don't know the normalcies of the body. To know what's abnormal, you have to know what's normal first. You have to know all the 12 organs, the skin, the lung, liver, heart. You have to know what they need, how they operate, blood flow, oxygen, all that good stuff, the cells in your body. And it's interesting because even though someone with a fixed mindset isn't sick, literally, I know that. But I kind of feel like it is a pathos. Because with a fixed mindset, the pathos is staying stuck and never really enjoying and having a fulfilling life, because you're always worried about not being good enough. You're always thinking about, I don't want to try new things because I don't want to fail and look bad. And I don't want to have people criticize me. I don't want to be the person that gets looked down upon or made fun of. And it's going to happen. Not in all those ways, but you're going to kind of feel bad about yourself in the beginning. And that's okay. We all do. I remember when I first started in school, I took a success class. And they basically had us grab these sheets of paper. They had us answer these questions. And depending on how you answer the questions, it would tell you what career you were going to choose. And I remember it said I was going to be a construction worker. Yeah, that was good with my hands. And I remember in that class, it was a universal class we all had to take. No matter what kind of grades you got, no matter where you were at, everybody had to take this class. And I ended up getting a C in that class. And even prior to that, in high school, I had a 2.1 GPA, which is definitely below average standards in the United States. But I didn't allow that to define me. I said, yeah, it didn't feel good, but I didn't let that stop me from venturing out and still giving what I wanted to do a chance. And I kind of wanted to show you a little bit of that. So let me grab my camera. So if you can see here, I'm going to show you for the first time in my other videos. So this is from nursing school, right here. This is a Nursing Honor Society, and this is very hard to get. And this is from people who told me it could not be done. Most people don't get this. I was at the top 5% when I got this. This was actually my very first Honor Society induction. This was hard enough as it is. I had a 3.76 GPA. Most people told me I couldn't get this. You're not good enough. I got it. I made it. These are some Dean's List certificates that I got from my four-year school that I graduated from. That I eventually, at one point, was getting $15,000 to $20,000 a semester. And this is the school I graduated from right now, which my Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, with cum laude designation. And then eventually, this is how I first started off, though. I started off at Lincoln Tech, developing my skills, getting some trades. And this is my third Honor Society induction from Felicia University. And this is how I build that wall. And I kind of like having this in my videos because it shows me that no matter how bad things may seem or how bad it gets, you can always achieve everything you set out to when you believe in yourself. And since I want to help people, it's a reminder of me, or to me, that whatever you set your mind on is possible. And do not let other people's opinions define who you are. So now in my life, I mean, at this point, when people tell me I can't do something, I look at that and I say, I don't believe you. I know what I'm capable of and what's possible for me. And I'm not going to let your opinions dictate my reality. So I only hope that for you, everything that you want out of life happens for you. You just got to give yourself a chance. Don't beat yourself up. And also, when I say change your mindset, it's not changing your personality, so to say. Keep your personality how it is. I want you to change your thoughts and your relationship with challenges and difficulties. That's what it's about. Because I know when people say, it can get very misconstrued when you hear change your mindset. So that means I have to change how I am, who I am. No, I want you to change your relationship to failure, your relationship to getting started, your relationship with trying new things and not feeling like you did as well you should have. Because that's where the growth takes place. And that's where the sweet spot is. It's the journey and the process. And I promise you, you will get so much farther in life. You have everything you need to get there, inside and out. So just keep trying, or just attempt to start. And I promise you, your future self will thank you. Because you do have desires. You do want more. Regardless of if you think you don't. And you're fully capable of getting there. No matter where you are in life. Like I said, I started not the best, most exceptional student. I ended up graduating at the top 5% with no debt. So if I can do it, there's no reason you can't do it. And I really believe in you. And with that being said, stay brave. Thank you for watching. Please drop a like, comment on the video, let me know how you liked it, and subscribe. And as always, more up. Thank you.